Hello and welcome to Heat of the Night, where we tackle 4 wings and 4 questions from mild to crazy hot. My name is Chris Featherling. I'm the Instructional Technology Coordinator here at Lincoln Way Central, and I'm so excited to be joined by one of the best teachers in our building. He is the Mathletes sponsor, Scholastic Bowl sponsor, former department chair, current math teacher, 2018 LWC Teacher of the Year, and most importantly, a great person and a wonderful person to get to talk to every day. Mr. Brian Mulford, welcome to the show. Mr. Mulford, how do you do with some spicy foods?
Terribly.
Terribly?
Terribly. Oh, absolutely. So this is going to be really exciting.
Well, I'm so glad I coerced you into coming on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first one I'll be okay, but 2 through 4 I'm a little nervous about.
So I see you brought some lemonade. Tell us about some of your thoughts on trying to tackle the heat.
Yeah, I mean, Google told me milk. I'm not a big fan of milk because I don't know, I just don't like
milk,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to neutralize the capsaicin or something. Then they said the lemonade works because it's acidic. We'll find out. But you told me don't drink anything. So
I think it just spreads it around. I still will drink stuff, just trying to find answers.
Yeah.
But the answers aren't good answers.
Maybe lemonade and milk together. No,
so yeah, like the teachers say, there's no bad question.
Yeah.
There's no good answer here.
Yeah.
So we'll
figure it out. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started. Our first wing is the classic. We lost the top there immediately.
Goes to the blooper reel. Yeah.
We'll shout out our editor and producer, Anthony Kowalski, who's a student here. And we'll also shout out Burkott's grocery store, who donates the food and wings. We have some chicken tenders today, which we're excited about. But they're awesome to us. They're awesome to our school, so thanks to Burkott's. So the first wing is the classic. And there's no better time but now to give these chicken tenders a try.
Let's find out. That's fine, yeah. Yeah, not really spicy.
That's the classic.
Classic.
Like nothing there that's going to get you?
No, I don't think so.
Pretty easy so far. So
far, so good.
Mr. Mulford, math teacher here. But you were one of the first people I know who really got into 3D printing and modeling, and you do some awesome stuff. Where did that interest come from, and tell us about some of your favorite projects you've worked on.
So, back, I think I was a freshman in high school, my dad got me into creating, model cars.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. So I started playing around with that during high school, and then started getting into figure modeling. So taking a plastic kit, putting it together, and eventually getting to vinyl models, which are a completely different beast.
Yeah.
And then you run out of ideas because a lot of the companies that made those models don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of newer things that are out there. So started researching 3D printing. Jake Draper actually got me interested in it.
Former student?
Former student, yeah. Dude knows everything about 3D printing.
Yes.
And it just started searching around, finding some models, and started putting them together. And it's a different beast altogether than the other models, but it's pretty cool.
So you and your wife, Marina, have been married for 18 years.
Yeah.
And you have a son and daughter, 7th and 9th grade.
Correct.
So how do they involve in this? Do they like it? Are they into models? Do they follow in your lead or what?
Not really. When we had a COVID lockdown, things you don't do normally, you don't have time for hobbies and whatnot.
Yeah.
We had a lot of time for that kind of stuff because you couldn't go anywhere.
Yes.
So at some point I had the kids, I have probably 30 models that I'm just waiting to build because that's my retirement goal is to finish those. But I had the kids pick. They're like, all right, Ava, you're going to pick the next one. Donovan, you're the one after that. So
that's super fun.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like such a fun kind of random thing that you get to do and fill your time when you kind of want to get away from the building. As much as we love working here and we talk about it all the time, sometimes you need to have some separation and some sanity for yourself.
Sure. Yep.
Well, awesome. Let's go to the second one. This is one of my favorite sauces. It's called the Ginger Goat.
Okay.
And I bragged about it to Mr. Mulford, so I'm hoping that he likes it. So let's go ahead and go with the second one, the Ginger Goat.
It is tasty. Not really feeling any spice yet.
A little bit.
Yeah, now it's getting.
Get you on the tongue?
Yeah, a little bit. Not terrible. Still holding up okay.
We're 2 in. I feel like we're
halfway home.
It got me on the top of the mouth right there.
Yeah.
So one thing I've always admired about you is that you involve yourself in a ton of different charity work. Tell us about some of the activities you do and the organizations that you're really passionate about helping, because I know just from conversations with you and different social media stuff, you're obviously very active with it.
So I think this started a few years ago. I started going to the stairs in Palos, Swallow Cliff Stairs.
Yeah.
Just to challenge myself, something different, and it's free, which is always good.
Mm-hmm.
And then noticed that there were some charity events that you could climb the Hancock Tower or the Sears Tower or Soldier Field or whatever. So my father-in-law passed away 6 years ago from pulmonary fibrosis. So I'm very passionate about lung health and how it's important that we clean our air, and also that we have cures for these diseases that are just horrendous. So last, I think it was February, I climbed the Hancock Tower, 110 flights or whatever.
That's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of steps. But, I mean, it was a good goal for me because I was working on training and kind of, my goal was to get twice that in one sitting so that I could easily do it.
Correct, yeah. You weren't struggling on the day of?
Yeah, I definitely was. Still, because, I mean, you get a little break. You're down and you're up. This year's straight up. But ended up raising, I think, something like $900 for Respiratory Health Association. So this November, so a couple weeks from now, doing the Sears Tower. I know it's Willis Tower.
Willis Tower. We still call it Sears Tower, yeah.
For Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. So right now I think we're at about $400. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's super cool. I ran a marathon before. Mm-hmm. So like that adrenaline rush that comes with the race. Like tell us about that rush of when you get started, like the overwhelming. I don't know what it is, but in your body.
I get in the zone. So I put my headphones on. I don't even listen to anybody. They just tell me to go, and then it's just like, here we go. Get those first couple flights in, get to about 20, and about halfway through, I'm like, why am I doing this? And then
you remember the good reason you're doing it for.
Yeah, and every 10 floors or whatever, they have an option. You can just, opt out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
I can make it.
No. So I just listen to some loud, aggressive music to just push me through there.
What's the next day like after walking up that?
It's really not bad, no. Because I do enough training on it that I'm used to going up and down the stairs. So.
That's awesome. I'm glad you do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that cause you were passionate about, and that is such a cool thing for you. So now we get to what I think is pretty hot, zombie apocalypse. This is Mr. Waddell, our activities coordinator, favorite because he's a big zombie guy. So we bought this one. This one amps it up a little bit.
All right. We might have to pull out the lemony.
We can do this one. We got this.
Right.
I just psyched myself out.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, I got my tongue.
All right, there's the lips.
Yeah, I feel like I've done this long enough. I don't.
You don't feel.
I don't get. No, I don't. I know. I just don't. I don't use. I get past the lips when I take a bite.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Not as bad as I thought.
Thought about taking a drink.
I don't know.
So, as I said earlier, huge part of the success happening in Mathletes and Scholastic, two of our most successful clubs here at Central. Tell us about your experiences with these clubs. Start with Mathletes, and we'll get to Scholastic here in a bit, and why you love working with these students, because it's groups of students who seem like awesome kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're involved in just a couple things, sometimes they're in 30 things. So tell us about your experiences with Mathletes and Scholastic.
Spice is kicking in by the
way.
Yeah.
I had trouble finishing the last statement, so you have to be struggling a little bit.
For sure. Mathletes, I mean, we just competed last night, and I love seeing those kids in a different light, that they learn topics that are beyond what we cover in our curriculum, and the amount of effort they put into that program. Mrs. Parker passed away a couple of years ago, and it was tough to take over for her because she was such a legend as far as Mathletes and teaching and everything goes, and just a great human being all around. My goal with them was just to continue the program and continue a tradition of hard work and excellence.
Yeah.
I think we're doing it. We'll see come January if we get that conference championship. That's what our goal is. And regionals, we're looking to repeat. We
Yeah.
won last year.
As regional champion.
So great to bring our kids to state. I mean,
Yeah.
they hadn't experienced that before. And
What's the preparation like for a club like Mathletes? Like, I know you have an advisory
Yeah.
where the kids work. Like, what's the
Yeah.
preparation like for those kids?
So that helps a lot because it helps keep kids in the program, and we don't have to wrangle kids in. And I got to practice. And
Correct.
we're there.
Yeah.
I mean, we generally do about 2 days a week Mathlete stuff. It could be practice, runoffs, working for regionals. We also know it's their advisory, so we give them some days where, you got a test to study for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do your work. Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually started prepping for regionals already. Last year we started a little bit later. This year we're starting now because I don't want to tie again and win by a tiebreaker. I'd rather just
Let's win outright this time.
yeah. Let's do it for real this time. But yeah, we started pretty much week 2 getting ready for conference, for regionals.
Hit the ground running right away.
Hit the ground running, and then by April 6th, our season's done, so we can kind of take a little deep breath then. And like Scholastic Bowl is a different animal too.
Correct, yeah.
I mean, I learn a lot of things from those questions, and it's great working with Dr. Ratchis because
One of the best.
he's not a math guy at all. He's more than he claims to be. But he knows a lot about art, and so I'm learning a lot about art and learning things from our kids, what they know. I read a question and I go, I would never have known that, but our kids know that, and it's so cool to experience that.
And in Scholastic Bowl, it's a whole bunch of different genres of questions. It can be very kind of random at times, right?
Right.
So it could be like pop culture, sports, math,
Yeah.
art,
Right.
a total variety.
Yeah.
That's cool. What about the kids in Scholastic Bowl? Obviously hard workers. Last year you guys were very successful.
Yeah, I mean, we put in the work. They put in the work, too. Like, they show up to practice and are passionate about it. We've got a couple juniors who are studying what are called frequency lists. These are the questions that come up most frequently.
Yeah.
And they have some free time. They read questions. They look at them like, this is great.
That's awesome.
This is fantastic.
That's
Makes
awesome.
our job a little easier as coaches.
That's such a fun club.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for working with all those kids, and it does make a huge difference. We always talk about here, like, kids who are involved are more successful.
Yeah.
You got to be passionate about something, and your kids who are involved in those clubs are very passionate about both of them. Well, we get to the final one, which was Last Dab. Shout out to Hot Ones. Not our show idea here, but we like to take a little bit extra of this hot Last Dab and throw it on there.
Okay.
You don't have to if you don't want, but I'm peer pressuring you into basically doing it.
You're telling me to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, cool.
If the lawyer asks, I'm going to say I told him he didn't have to. And let's Last Dab it.
All right.
Here we go. This is personally my favorite sauce because generally my mouth is so hot from the last one
Now
that I don't taste it as much.
I'm tasting this one. Okay.
So, this is your 22nd year at Lincoln Way.
Yeah.
11th year at Central. You've been a department chair and you've been in multiple buildings northeast.
Yeah.
And here, if you went to west, it would be the
whole collection.
whole collection of Lincoln
The
Ways.
quadumvirate, I don't know.
There we go. Yeah, whatever word
that
you want to
is.
use.
Yeah.
But what's you special about Lincoln Way Central? And like I can tell, just we talking all the time, and like you love coming to work here.
Yeah.
And then tell us about why it's such a great place to work for you.
It's the people. I mean, that's really what it is. It's the fellow staff members, members of my department who are really passionate about math. We bash heads sometimes, but I know that the drive is there, and our kids are fantastic. I don't have issues with kids just being outright disrespectful or anything like that. Parents are great to work with. The administration's great to work with. I mean, it's just a really special place with a lot of special people.
Now, I always tell people that, like, all my friends who don't work in education, their years go like January to December, and ours go August to May.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, like, I always look forward to certain events during the year. Like, what do you look forward to? Like, what are some of the events that when you start the school year, you're like, your checkmark events?
I mean, Homecoming Week's special. Spirit Weeks are always fantastic. I love the Staff Appreciation Week, too. Student Council does such a great job of recognizing us. I can be honest, my favorite week is the first week, because that's when you get to know your kids. You're setting the foundation for the year. And there's just so much going on and so many things and just piecing it all together. And
yeah, I know. I always tell people I love, especially in math, I love the deer in headlights look the first day to the second week, where people like settle and start to feel good about like where they're at.
Right.
Well, I want to thank you for all your work here at Central. I tell people all the time, our math department is wonderful, and when my kids go here, I hope you're still here so that they can have you for math. So I appreciate you, and congratulations on tackling 4 wings and 4 questions. Here on
Better than I thought it was.
You did pretty good.
Yeah, not too spicy.
You did pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and thank you for watching this episode of Heat of the Night, where we tackle 4 wings and 4 questions from mild to crazy hot. Catch you next time.